Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not welcome back to the Saved by the Bell Retrospective. We are talking about the episode Fatal Distraction. You notice I'm not doing this like the season 1 episode, whatever, because with the way these things are numbered, yeah, this is still technically season 1, but these things are season 1 and 2, season 3 and 4, season 5. We're technically on season 1, so I can say season 1, episode 4, Fatal Distraction, which, yes, is a nod to Fatal Attraction, which now that I've seen that movie, I get the reference. I'm like Captain America. I got that reference. I know that reference. So, I guess the Sadie Hawkins dance is coming up with the girls ask the guys. They revisit this in the Zack tapes, by the way. Yeah, the girls ask the guys, and of course, both Zack and Slater want Kelly to ask them. Yeah, and the big plot here is that Zack spies on the girls when they're at a sleepover at Jesse's house. And they're found out, but the guys don't realize it, and so they play practical joke where supposedly Kelly goes insane whenever she likes a guy. Kind of like Fatal Attraction, but that was a little bit more of. There was more to that movie that they can't do in a kid's show, so. Yeah. So yeah, this dance is happening. You do get to the dance. It's kind of weird. Although, I think I have an explanation for it, but we'll get to it. So, they're having a dance, and, they want to know who Kelly's going to go with. She hasn't made a decision yet. And, of course, Scrooge wants to go with, Lisa. But, that's just happening. It's kind of like they're competing again, but not really much really competing. And so then they find out that the girls are having a sleepover. So Zack and Screech go over to Jesse's house through the window that he always sneaks up in. It's on the second floor, by the way, so he's got to climb up a tree to do it. And they plant this bug, which is not wireless, but this is 1989, so of course it's not going to be wireless. They plant it in, put it underneath a rug so they can listen in on it. So during this time, Jesse comes home. So Screech falls out a window and is somehow not deed. And Zack ends up hiding underneath Jesse's bed. And then Jesse comes in, drops her books on the bed, and then leaves again. Now, Zack closed the door. And she doesn't realize when she comes back in that she actually left it open and it's closed. No, she leaves. And Zack comes up underneath the bed with pantyhose on his head. Speaking from experience of hiding in places, he did that on purpose. Right? Like, obviously they told him to do it, but like, speaking from experience, I'll hide somewhere and there's something, I'll put it on my head and jump out when I run away or something. It's a gag. It's a gag. It's to make people laugh. There's no way he would go underneath the bed and his head would catch pantyhose like that, the way they're on his head. If they were draped over the top of his head, that's one thing. But they're on like you would put them on your head. Like, if I was to take... Let me explain with a pair of my underwear. Okay? They're clean. Now, obviously, my waist is bigger than my head, but he had them like that. So, if you went underneath somewhere and had a pair of underwear on your head, it'd be like this. He had them around his head like this. Obviously, my butt is bigger than my head, but around like this. Like it's wrapped around, like it's a hat. Not laying over his head like he went underneath and caught his head and he came out like that. No, they were over his head like they were a hat. So these are very clean. I just did them yesterday, and my fabric, my laundry detergent smells very good. It's got a scent boosters in it. Sorry, I snipped my underwear in a video. They're clean! They're clean. So then we cut to them listening to them, right? Listening to them talk. And there's two other girls here because apparently they thought that just the three girls wouldn't have been enough. So we get two other girls that we've never seen before and never see again. They're just there. And they have lines. They're not just background extras. They have lines, you know. And so they start to talk about certain stuff, you know. Lisa's dating someone named Jason, apparently, who wants her to cut her hair. Okay. And then they start talking about who is Kelly going with, you know. And she said, if I had to choose right now, I'd choose Zach. Zach flips out and is like, yes! And then realized, how far away are they? He's like, yes! And he realized he messed up. He goes, go Lakers! Did you see that? See that shot? And she was like, what shot? Hits him in the head. Like, yeah, but the Lakers weren't playing. This caused them to go to the window where they find the wire. So they hide it. Apparently, putting it under a pillow just completely silences it. I think it would sound something like... Like they're still able to hear it be muffled. They don't figure out that something's up after it. Like, Zach yells, and then it goes quiet, and there's nothing iffy about that. He doesn't think there's something strange about that. Nope. So then they come up with this idea that Kelly, whenever she likes a boy, she gets a headache, and then they end up getting hurt. So, yeah, and it's all set up. So, the next day, Slater shows up in a wheelchair with a broken leg, and is like, or no, he's not in a wheelchair, he's got crutches and a broken leg. He's like, Kelly did this to me. And then as he goes away, he smiles, but Zach doesn't see it. Right? And so they play this up. Like, they're in class, and she's like, I'm going to talk to you after class today. And Lisa purposely knocks his stuff on the floor so that he's stuck behind to talk to Kelly. She shows up with a baseball bat and starts going at him. Keep in mind, she hasn't pretended to have the... Oh, I forgot. There's a part where... before this, where Zach sneaks into Belding's office. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and then I realized I just went past it. He sneaks into Belding's office to look at her like permanent record or whatever, and he finds that she went to a nut house, basically, a Riverside home for the criminally insane. Yeah. Sorry, I smell something weird. From outside, I got the windows open, as you can probably hear. So he tries to tell Mr. Belding that someone's trying to hurt her, and it comes up Tommy something or something, no Nick Nunzio. And he's like, Kelly Kapowski. And this is where we get the first occurrence of Mr. Belding's laugh. Excuse me for a minute. I love Mr. Belding's laugh. What's she gonna do? Hit you with a volleyball? And she's like, no, it'll be just fine. Unless she's one of those nuts that went to an insane asylum or something like that. It's made me think that Belding was in on it. But later they confirmed that they just planted it in there. And Belding doesn't ever show up again to confirm that he was involved. So, no. Also, Screech just disappears from the episode at this point. He's not in class with him. Like, Screech is gone. Like, didn't have anything for him. He's gone. Right? So, Kelly confronts him, acting all crazy. He's like, he's like, well, I think we should not see each other. She's like, what about the dance? I found someone else. So, another thing I skipped over is earlier in the episode, Max shows up when they're at the Max. Max shows up and with a special, like a bouncy heart in a box from this girl named Rhonda, who we've never seen before and will never see again. She has a thing for Zach. She calls him Zachy, and he wants something to do with her, but now he's with her at the dance, which is at the Max. Yeah. In later seasons, we'll see that they hold dances in the gym. However, I don't think they have a gym set yet. This was still early on. So they had the dance at the max. Yeah. Later, it will be confirmed that the school district is connected to the max, like they have control over it. But I have a school dance there. There's not even that many people there for a school dance. Like, you just see Rhonda and Zach dancing, and everyone else is watching. And then Slater comes in with Kelly. She's his date, apparently. He's like, "Are you cruising for prison or something?" He goes, "What can I say? I love torture or something." And this is when they tell him, "Hey, here's the diploma from the school for the criminally insane." And he's like, "Oh, hey, you could use this to defend yourself from Rhonda, Zaki." Like, it was all set up. And Screech also not here, so I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, and then Rhonda's like, "Hey, Zaki, we got my mom went to visit dad in the Slammer, so we got the whole place to ourselves." Also, before this, they say they danced together 53 times, and there's still more dances. Like, what school dance has more than 53 songs? Well, to the max, so who knows? School dance don't realize why there's no one there. But everyone's still showing up, so I don't know. But anyway, he's like, "You know what? I have a curfew. I have to be home in 10 minutes." She goes, "Okay, but I want to kiss Zaki." And she grabs him and forces a kiss on him. Now, some people now would say that's a no. Can't do that. But back then, we didn't care. Yeah, this episode was fine. I never see it as one that I fondly remember, but it's got its moments. You know, it's fine. I haven't gotten any that I've gone back and watched it. Oh God, what is this? No, I'm looking at this one. That's not going to show me anything. It's there. Although there might be some hints of some stuff. Glee Club. It was hard to undo. The Last Dance. His birthday party. Operation Zach. 4th of July. Yeah, see, when we get to this, there's some weird thing, because you got Palm Springs Weekend Part 1, followed by an episode called Hold Me Tight. Then Palm Springs Weekend Part 2. I think I'll just do both parts together, because it won't make any sense and I'll do Hold Me Tight afterwards. So I'll have to fast forward and then go back, because that's when I get to this. And I don't know if I'm running straight through these, because there's only 4 seasons, and they're a half hour each, so it might be easy to run through them. I don't know yet. I have thumbnails through season 1, for all of season 1, so I might stop there. Who knows? I might want to continue. I don't know. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me comment so much, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you